All right. We'll give everyone a second here to participants a second to file in. We see people showing up already. We'll give everyone just one more minute and then we can get started. But I appreciate everyone coming and showing up early. We're starting just a few minutes after the hour right now. And it looks like we've got a couple people on board, so we can get started. Welcome everyone to Netcapital's live Q&A with the team at Watch Party. I'm Rob, I'm gonna host today. I'm from the Netcapital team. We have today with us Aimee and Mark from Watch Party. They're a company that's currently live and raising capital on netcapital.com. We're gonna dive into the company, learn a little bit more about the investment opportunity, and open it up to questions from any participants if they have any questions. So if you're a participant, if you're watching and you have questions for the Watch Party team, please use the Q&A function down at the bottom of your screen in the Zoom window and ask a question, and I'll put it in kind of where appropriate. So with that, Aimee and Mark, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Perfect. So to kick it off, just for in case anyone doesn't know, can you guys just give us a brief overview of Watch Party? Kind of what is Watch Party? What do you guys do? Oh, I think
sure.
Mark's
and once again, thank you everyone for joining. Sure. Yeah. Once again, thank you for everyone joining. Sorry, my internet connection is kind of going out, but so Watch Party is a social network that connects people through television. Our app allows you to track what TV shows you like, view what shows your friends like, and send recommendations to each other. Our app will also give targeted recommendations based off the number of friends who watch a show. So for example, if all of your friends watch Shark Tank, we believe that you are likely to like Shark Tank. Watch Party is the new social TV guide. Users will be able to read news stories and updates about their favorite shows and actors, participate in public chat forums with fellow viewers, read critic reviews, view show run times, find what networks or digital streaming platforms run the show, and share all of this with their friends.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. So before we dive into the product itself, I want to spend a lot of time there. Can you guys both give us, talk to us about yourselves, your role at the company, and also the rest of the team who might not be on the call today? What's the team you've assembled to put all this together?
Sure. So I work on the design, user experience, user interface end of things, and Mark is our chief creative officer. So as far as the team goes, the common thread between all of our backgrounds is data analysis. Che, John, Rob, and Mark all also have backgrounds in financial services. Ben and Edwin both have some coding, development, computer science oriented experience as well. And then I bring the design experience to the table. I think all of us having really different focuses makes for a really nice balance between our skill sets. We can kind of fill in the gaps with each other's knowledge really easily, and we can also speak each other's language because we have that common data analysis background. We're all also pretty fast learners, which has been really helpful to us in kind of working together and getting all of these things running very quickly and moving things on our feet. And we are all pretty good with, because we're fast learners, solving problems that we maybe haven't encountered before. We all trust that each other can figure things out between us because we have all these different little niche experiences. And I think that's a big part of what makes us successful, is that we all can kind of play off each other's strengths. And we're all really motivated and driven by the app, and that we all really believe in the idea behind it, and we really want to see it succeed because we're all TV lovers too. That's really what it is at the heart of it. We all really want to see this app move all the way through the process and be as helpful to other people as it will be to us.
And that's great. It's great to have a diverse team that can work together and trust each other. That's always fun when things are firing on all cylinders. So, as we kind of circle back to the app for a second, can you talk to me a little bit about the problem that you all identified that you're trying to solve, right? Like what caused you all to get together and start this company and start building this app?
Yeah. So what caused us to get together is that a lot of us went to college together, and we're having some of these conversations with each other that we're just kind of like, we're all hitting the same pain points. We're all having the same issues with respect to TV, and we're all being frustrated by the same parts of the experience. So once we all kind of got together and started to have these conversations a little bit more offline and brought them all together, I think that's where this was born. As far as the problem that we're trying to solve, I think that, as I was saying, that the finding the next show that you want to watch can be extremely frustrating. I think that we're just trying to move through that process and smooth it out. Currently, the way that people talk about TV, track the shows that they watch is really fragmented. We're texting our friends, we're looking up information on IMDb, we're looking at all kinds of different sites, social media accounts to try and find release date info or information on new seasons, new shows, new episodes. And we're also following a streaming site or many streaming sites' algorithms to find the next show. And we believe that our friends belong in that equation. So we want to centralize and streamline the process and add our friends to this mix. I think that the app is really meant to help you build connections with your friends through your favorite shows and enable your friends to help you find the next show that you want to look for in a more painless, quick, easy way.
Awesome. And so, let's dive into the product itself. What are you building? Talk to me a little bit more about the app itself. What does it look like? What are the features?
Sure. So I actually have, let me see if I can pull up my demo here.
Yeah, it would be great to see a demo.
Okay, one sec while I try and figure out the share screen. Can you guys see this?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Yep.
Great. Okay, so I'll just give you guys a brief tour of what we have designed and built. This is what the initial version should reflect. Essentially, I'll start with the watch list, which is essentially acting as the homepage or the central hub for all of the information within our app. So here you can see a swipeable list, visual list of the shows that you currently watch. It's reminiscent of like the iTunes album cover flow. We also give you the ability to view the shows that you're watching here, add and remove them from this list. And then you can also add and remove friends, which show up down the bottom here, all through this search tool up in the top right corner. So I'm just going to start going through some of these here. So the chat function here, if you are looking at a specific show cover, you see chats that you've created related to that show with your friends. And then also the news, so you can see news stories about the shows that you watch. You can catch up on gossip articles about either the creators or the cast of the shows. You can find information on upcoming episodes or new seasons here, and also in the calendar, which is down the bottom here.
Aimee, quick question about the friends feature.
Sure.
Do you plan to kind of integrate with something like Facebook, so I might have friends recommended to me, or is it, to start with, is it going to be just friends who you have to add on the app, only people who are currently in the app?
Sorry, could you repeat the end there? I didn't really hear you at the end.
Sure. The last part of the question was, will it either recommend friends to me based on other things like maybe my Facebook account, or will it only be people who already have the app and an account on the app who I can add as a friend?
So it's a combination of the two. If you sign up using Facebook, you should be able to get some friend suggestions. We have not currently built that into the initial version, but that is definitely coming. As far as the way that it works right now, we just have it where you can search through your friends, or the other way that I was going to show you guys is you can click into any of your current friends' profiles and view their friends, which is another way that you can add people, is just like surfing through that way. But yeah, I think for the most part, it's just going to be searching people who are already within the app and inviting your friends so that they can also join in the fun.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to just continue through with some of these features. So I think I left off with the calendar here. So the calendar gives you the same kind of information as the news in terms of like new episodes, new seasons. You can see cancellations or network changes that happen during the seasons of the shows that you're watching. And then you can also, from this iWatch screen, you can go to your own profile and view a preview of your status, your bio, your list, see your friends, adjust your photo, and your settings are in there as well. I just showed you a little bit of this. You can navigate through here with your friends as well, because this is your current friends list of people who watch Family Guy. So let's see here, what else? You can also view more information on the shows by clicking on their show cover. So for instance, here, what I can see is the Rotten Tomatoes rating. I can see the rating that my friends have given to this show. I can also contribute to that rating to make it more accurate for my friends if I've watched the show. You get an overview, the number of seasons, the date it's released, all of like that basic information. And then you also are going to get a list of the friends who watch this show. You can adjust whether or not you want the show to be a private show so that your friends don't see, if it's something you're maybe embarrassed that you watch. You can add and remove it from the watch list here as well. And then you also see the platforms that it's available on. So that's the back of the cover flow there. Let's see. So you can also see a list of the shows that your friends are watching through the Friends Watch tab here. So this is just going to be a aggregated list of all of the shows that all of my friends watch. So basically, as I scroll through the covers, I see the friends who watch each show. The shows are organized in a logical manner in that the shows that are most watched by most of your friends will show up first, and you'll see the list of the people, and then it goes in decreasing order. So you get the most relevant results, essentially. Yeah, so then if you want to recommend a show to your friend, you would swipe up here on the cover, type in your friend's name. I would type in my friend Cameron Williamson here. You add that person to the recommendation and click recommend, and then it gives you the confirmation that the recommendation was sent. Go back here. If you want to look at all of the recommendations that you have sent and that you have received, you will find them up here. So this would be the sent recommendations. It says who it was sent by and how it was rated. It shows the friends that watched that down bottom. And then you get to see the received as well. So that's pretty much everything in there.
Fantastic. And can you guys talk to me a little bit about kind of where you're at, right? So we're looking at a prototype. Where are you at in the progress of the company?
Sure. I can speak to that. So we've made a lot of progress in the past few months in respect to the development and the design of the app. If you guys have been following along on our Netcapital page for a while, you will have seen our previous designs, so you can kind of get an idea of where we've been and where we're going. And the progress that we've made thus far is really all due largely to the success of our Netcapital offering and the capital that we were able to raise through there to build out this initial version. We just opened up that version to test users on Tuesday. If people want to be test users or to sign up to do that, you can find the link on our LinkedIn or our Facebook page. Yeah, so that's pretty much current status where we're at.
Perfect. And do you have a projection, kind of what are the next major milestones for you guys? Do you have a projection on when you might launch?
Yeah. So what we want to focus on for the near future is going to be building out our tester base and monitoring some of the app usage statistics and trying to get an idea of how people are using it and getting some of the user feedback and trying to incorporate some of that into finishing up and polishing up the version that we have currently. We're still raising capital through Netcapital in order to polish the app and to launch it in the App Store. We don't necessarily have an exact date on when we are planning to launch that. We are kind of hoping to just see where this phase takes us a little bit and what direction we want to move in from there in terms of the priorities.
Great. And as you put everything together and as you think about going live, can you talk to me a little bit about like the planned business model? How does this app plan to generate revenue? What's the model there?
Mark, do you want to speak?
Sure, I can. Yep. Yeah. So sure, I can elaborate on that. So our app is for everyone who watches TV and owns a smartphone, essentially. As of 2019, and for digital streaming platforms, 160 million people subscribe to Netflix, 26.8 million people subscribe to Hulu, and 27 million. And so we believe our app will provide value for users of all app backgrounds and age groups.
Great. And so can you talk a little bit about how you plan to generate revenue? Are you planning to sell subscriptions, do ads? What's the plan?
Mm-hmm. Primarily to start, we plan to monetize the app via ads. We are going to run ads, and then as we build out our user base and reach a critical mass, we plan to set up data subscriptions and advertising subscriptions and package those to different major media conglomerates like Viacom.
Fantastic. So now is a great time to just remind the audience, if anyone's got questions, burning questions for anyone on the Watch Party team, please let us know, put it in the Q&A function below. As we start to wrap up here, talk to me a little bit about where you see this company going, not just past launch, but what does it look like 2, 3, 5 years down the line?
Yeah, sure. We believe that Watch Party will become the hub for all things TV, and we believe, like I said, it'll be a new social TV guide. And so it will be a platform that you can go to for social interactions around TV, or really all interactions around TV, whether you're looking for news about different actors, you want to find a new show, you want to see what your friends are watching, things like that. So any interactions that are based around TV up until actually watching TV, we want to be able to provide on our platform.
Fantastic. And are you guys using any particular algorithms to make recommendations, or is it really based around the kind of friend connections?
Sure. It is mostly based around friend connections, but we will be sending, like I said, recommendations that are a socially based algorithm where we're tracking, how many friends are watching a certain show, and we're therefore providing you with recommendations based off of how many of your friends watch that show. So like I said, if 4 of your friends are watching Shark Tank and you aren't, then we'll recommend that you watch Shark Tank.
And then have you all thought about kind of the data you might collect? Are you going to be able to start making recommendations to producers about what they can produce that people will like, things like that? Is that kind of part of the business plan at all?
Yes, and we plan to really track almost all of our interactions on the app, and so we can let advertisers know and producers know, these are the amount of users that are watching your show, these are the amount of users that are on our app and interacting based on your show, and therefore we can kind of tell them what the users' interests are based off of their interactions on the app.
Great. And do you have any sense yet of whether or not places like Netflix might buy that data from you, or is this still too early to tell?
It's too early to tell as of now, but we believe once we build a critical mass of users that they'll have no choice but to come to us. And we also believe that our model will provide more accurate data than data sources like Nielsen and that stuff. We believe we will be able to tell you exactly what the user is doing and market that.
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought about Nielsen as as they transition from cable to digital and streaming, how they might adapt to that.
Exactly.
But this is a good transition into, we have an investor question. And can you talk a little bit about what the exit plan is for investors?
So our exit plan at this moment is, like I said, build up a critical mass of users and then reach out to different media conglomerates and see if they'll be willing to purchase us.
Great. And do you have any sense of how big a user base you'll have to acquire for that to start looking interesting, or even just how big a user base you would need to be able to start developing meaningful data on what's going on?
Sure. I would say probably about around a couple of million users is where we can really start seeing the good data and really marketing that out to various companies.
Great. And I think a final question before we start wrapping up, unless any investors have any questions for us, is, as you think about going to market and starting getting people onto the app and building that user base of millions of investors, can you talk to me a little bit about kind of the plan for getting out there? How are you going to acquire users? How are you going to grow the user base?
So we plan as of now to do marketing via social media and things like that, but we also can see a big word of mouth portion. As you said, we started testing this on Tuesday, and we have already almost reached 100 users just through word of mouth, other people using our app, enjoying it, and then reaching out to their friends and saying, hey, you got to use this app. And so we believe it's going to be a combination of us marketing it and then people loving our app and telling their friends about it.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, the key also with our app is not just adding one individual user who doesn't have a group of friends on the app. It's adding your whole group of friends so that we can get a greater picture of how you're using recommendations and whether or not you guys actually have similar tastes to each other. And then you start to uncover some of these things that are more like, for instance, if Mark and I were both friends on the app, but we have different tastes in TV, maybe I can grade Mark in a certain way so that he doesn't show up in as many of my recommendations as, for instance, Che, who has almost the exact same TV taste as me, like that kind of thing. And I think we'll get more interesting data points from adding groups of friends than just adding random people.
Great. Well, a fun question to wrap it up for all of us. One is there any particular show either of you are really into right now? And is there a show that the whole Watch Party team watches together?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. As far as the Watch Party team, we are not all currently watching a show just because we're out of state and we all have
feels off brand for you guys. Got to get everyone on the same show.
Yeah, we should. I think our tastes are a little weird. I don't know if anyone would like the gospel music shows that I like. Yeah, so I'm looking, and that's what I'm gonna get out of this app. I'm looking for friends who watch that. So, but I think personally, I'm actually doing a rewatch of The Sopranos, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. I've just started that yesterday again. So I always come back to that show and The Wire every few years. Those are my two favorite.
That's awesome.
I think there is a little bit of crossover for some shows for most of our team per se. Like, I think a lot of us have watched Suits. I wouldn't say that all of us are currently watching Suits. I did not personally finish it yet. So like some of them have finished the entire show and I haven't gotten there. But I would say that's probably the one common show that I can think of off the top of my head through us kind of using the app a little bit together. And then I think for me personally, what I've been watching and what I've been really enjoying is this show Connected. It's like a documentary style TV show where they go through like they're essentially environmental issues, but they're trying to see the connection between humans, the environment, these issues, and how the world works around them and how we can resolve some of them or deal with them. Yeah. I found really
fun.
Yeah.
Well, Aimee and Mark, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us, to talk to us about Watch Party. Oh, looks like someone threw in one last question.
All right.
Oh, all right. Technical question. Do you have to have a US IP address to use the app? Can international people use it?
Yes, international users are able to use the app. We want to be able to offer services for everyone and pull every show from every market. So if you're watching TV in India, they will have Indian television shows. If you love Hispanic soap operas, we have Hispanic soap operas on there. So everyone's welcome and all tastes are serviced.
Awesome. We love it when everyone's welcome. Netcapital's big on that. Thanks, guys. That was great. So again, unless someone else sneaks in a last minute question for us, thanks so much for taking the time, sharing with us Watch Party and your tastes in television. Just a reminder to all the attendees and anyone watching this recording, Watch Party is currently raising capital on netcapital.com. Anyone can invest. So if you want more information, there will be a link to their offering page in the description of this video and in emails going forward to all attendees and everyone who signed up. But you can go to netcapital.com/companies/watchparty and invest there or learn more. If anyone has additional questions for Aimee, Mark, or anyone on the Watch Party team, you can post a question on their discussion board on their Netcapital page, and I'm sure they'll get right back to you. So with that, again, guys, thanks so much for being here. And thanks to all the attendees for joining. Fantastic. All right, everyone have a great day. We appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.